but she's still coming up empty on dates. Yes, I'll tell you why you're coming up empty on dates. Let's invert the perspective. You will find a lot of guys who are struggling who will like to go on a date with you. You provide security, you have a job. Then you can look at someone like me, and I can only speak from my perspective. I'm someone with economic security, and I'm looking for a mother and a wife, not a nurse practitioner. I respect the work you do. I appreciate your success. Congratulations. And I'm proud to see many people are fulfilling their dreams. I don't need a wife who has a job. I need a wife who's going to be at home and help take care of the social aspects of our lives. I'm not saying just be a mom, just be in the house. No, I'm saying like literally I work all day and then afterwards I'm sitting there like I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna play video games or something. It would be great if there was someone who could take care of the kids, who could raise the family and say, here's the thing I want to do in the social aspect. There are some people who want a traditional
Scott
wife.
Bradley, $4.99. Damn, why are you up so early?
Ask your mom. If you want like a house, there's nothing necessarily wrong with this, I guess.
To be at home, clean the house, whatever, that's fine. That's not necessarily what I'm saying. I'm saying I need something specific. It is not, no disrespect. Gina's she looks very successful and attractive. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm saying what your life has to offer is not attractive to me. I think she looks great, everything. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to her life choices. More power to her. Congratulations. It's not a personal dig. The point is, the problem I face as this economically attractive male, as they try to describe it, is where are the women who
Spectre,
want...
$5. True, go back to sleep, Destiny. Come back in a few hours, please. I swear if you don't, I'm going to end it all. And yes, I asked Mom.
To be at home and raise a family. That's the struggle I'm facing. Can we write a story about that? No, because that's not socially acceptable. For a man to say, I don't want...
Wait. You can't find any women that just want to stay at home and be a house mom? That's impossible these days? Press X to doubt. Hold on, my dude. Come on. Press X to doubt. Not buying that one.
I want my wife to have a job. I'll take care of the family. It's relatively socially unacceptable. There's an episode of Family Guy. They point this out. And this is an episode from, like 15 years ago, where Lois Griffin, the wife in Family Guy, if you're not familiar, goes to some event. I can't remember where she was, but she meets a career woman. And the subject matter of their conversation was that the feminist career woman looked down on Lois for being a housewife. That's normal, okay? That's my experience. I have seen profiles on OkCupid from some women saying they wish they could be moms, but society finds it, at this point, feminism has won out. It is unacceptable to not have it all, to not have a career, to not support yourself.
Damn, what dating apps is this guy on? I wish I could be a house mom, but here I am stuck working. It's possible, I guess. I shouldn't discount his experience. But
how can black people rise up and overcome?
How can they rise up and overcome? Oh, can they overcome?
That is correct.
Reparations.
That is acceptable.
This is a rap lyric?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, this is a general question.
This is an actual question.
All right. There's a complex answer there.
That is correct.
Staying alive.
That is correct. That is correct.
Well, stop cutting each other's throat.
That also is correct. How can black people rise up and overcome?
Get out and vote?
That is incorrect. I'm sorry.
Dude, there's some fucking skits on this show. God damn it. Who fucked us? Was it HBO or Comedy? It was Comedy Central fucked us, right? And we didn't get more Chappelle Show? Fuck. Please be 10,000. Please be 10,000. Please be 10,000. Come on. Fuck. It's almost there, guys. These GME threads keep popping up on my goddamn RL. These people they're into the next QAnoners. Like, unironically. These guys are saying, like, don't sell at 10K because, like, the stock could go to, like, 2.3 million per, like, share. It's, like, unreal. I'm hoping that the Wall Street Bet subreddit gets better because all the super loonies will, like, fuck off to this place, but... The gamma squeeze, guys. Oh, gamma squeeze. At what age do you think playing piano overcomes acoustic guitars by wooing the gentler sex? I don't know. I don't think anybody... Problem is there aren't very many pianos around, and there's always, like, guitars. The best thing you can do with some theory, if you know piano, if you want to impress a girl, is have a girl like, oh, give me like 2 notes or whatever. And then she's like, okay, I'll do these 2 notes. And then technically, if somebody gives you any 2 notes, you should be able to link them together in a way that sounds okay. And then you could always do the... I don't know, you can make shit up. But you can always just like throw shit together. That's like you can do that little meme trick, or you can just like play random shit. But if you have a guitar, you can play shit that people know, which is always way more impressive. Because if you can hammer out like the fucking 2 chords to fucking Wonderwall or whatever, people will be fucking you before you can even take off your neck strap. People will be on your dick, riding you hard. Half of what male streamers make. Wait, what is this? Data released PayPal in 2018. Data released in PayPal. What does that mean? Concluded that women receive half of what male streamers make, and that the gender pay gap from streaming donations was the largest in the U.S. out of all. Do you think this claim still holds up? Can you look at the study? I cannot link it. Wait, why is PayPal? I would need to see that. I'm super curious. Because I don't understand how PayPal would be releasing any information like that. Like PayPal shouldn't be excited to share the results for 2018 global gaming research amongst paying gamers. They could do it on an aggregate without any issues. Yeah, I guess so. In the US, live streamers on sites like Twitch are roughly as influential as journalists when it comes to influencing purchase intent. However, YouTubers far exceed journalists. Damn.
Wait, what does that mean? Does that mean like people who like review stuff? Or are people getting their fucking purchase recommendations from Chris Hayes on NBC?
Good question. I play guitar, but I don't know shit about theory. Should I learn piano for it or stick to guitar? I just like theory because I think that it helps explain things. Like, oh, well, that sounded cool. Well, why? I heard something the other day somebody did something. There was something in a song. There was like a G minor 7 or something. Sometimes people will play things that they'll resolve from one chord to another. You're like, well, why does that resolution work? But if you know the theory, it's like, oh, cool. Well, because there's like some tritone here. So theoretically, if I play a G7, anything that resolves this tritone, any chord that has this should kind of work. Kind of, right? Theoretically? I think. It should theoretically work. That like, even if it's not perfect, and you can voice it out a little bit differently, but like...
Scott Bradley, $14.99. I called it. GME is the new pipeline.
It should work, I think.
Imagine what will happen when the stock market inevitably starts correcting without Trump to throw money at it. We are witnessing the making of future extremists.
This would have to go the other way though if you resolve it. I don't know, but yeah, like I don't know. I like that theory gives you a way to understand. Well, why do things sound the way they do? And then if there's an idea that you like, then you can take that idea and then you can move it around a lot more too, which is also something that I like being able to move, like, because if you know something in one key, I don't know if you need theory of this, but you can learn it like in all keys. So like this, so I found this in like F. This works in the key of F, I think. Fuck, what was it? No. I think it was this pattern. And if you know like your key signatures, oh, well, I can actually make this work as part of my composition challenge, and we can move that idea down into another key, into whatever G is, right? I think this, right? And then you can like, yeah, I don't know. I just think that like knowing theory and your key signatures and all your dumb shit, or like if I need to move, like I need to get from G with 1 sharp. If I need to get from G to like A flat, well, how can I do that? I mean, like if you're really lazy, you could just go around the circle of fourths or the circle of fifths, right? So you start adding or subtracting like sharps or flats, I think. Yes, just like that. So if we know our circle of fourths or fifths, we can go from G to C to B flat. No, yes, no, F to B flat. And it works. I mean, you can smooth that out a little bit, but You technically you can go back, you can go around that circle as much as you want, and it should all sound okay. And then it's from D flat. Oh, that's a lot of flats. B, A, D, G flat, right? And now we've moved like 5 sharps, but it should work, right? Or if we want to go from A flat all the way around to like the key of D, that's like 6 key signatures, I think, right? So E flat. It's like whatever, but you can obviously add more shit to smooth it out. But like, I don't know, knowing something, it just helps you move around, helps you go from A to B, moving key signatures and shit. This explained drop 2 simply at the 50-second mark. It's good. I think it's always good to know some theory. It helps you.
It's a 2-5-1 exercise going through the cycle of fifths, but using drop 2 voicings. Now I'm going to show.
Is C sharp your least favorite key? If you, as long as you learn the fingerings, I mean, technically it's not really that bad. You just have to remember that there's an E sharp and a B sharp, and then it kind of works. I think, right? You just have to remember it. It's not the worst. I learned everything in sharps on the saxophone, but I think I know flats on the piano. No, I know flats on the piano. No, I know sharps on the piano too, I guess, yeah. Because I would never play in the key of D flat. What a godforsaken key that would be.
First of all, I'm going to start with a G minor chord. We're going to start with the 2-5-1 into F.
Scott Bradley,
just because it falls in a good place on the keyboard to start the whole series. Drop the beat now. So the way I'm voicing the chord is I'm taking it up to the first inversion.
Did you listen to music when you were younger? A little bit. I didn't get into music until high school, unfortunately. I was a really late start.
Which would be the A form. First inversion, dropping the root, adding the 9th. So I'm in the first inversion of the 2 chord. Then going to the 5 chord like this. So it's G minor 9 into C9. And resolve.
That sounds like a Mario song.
Going to F major 9 like that. And then the F6. So that's what it sounds like if you play 4-note chords. Now, what happens?
G minor 9.
Happens in the drop 2 is I'm taking the...
Wait, I just like that sound. So this is, oh, technically this is just B flat. So there would be a G in like the bass. Is this technically, does it change to E or what is this? E, G, B flat. I don't know if he's implying another chord.
The second note from the top and putting it into the left hand. So I'm removing it from the right hand. And the sound is going to be like this. So now let's listen to it again. Here it is with the 4 notes in one hand. Here it is putting the 4 notes into 2 hands now.
Watch, and he's only doing 3 in the, so. And then it's done. Okay, cute. I'm trying to mess around with voicing somewhere. Okay, I'll look at this. Did you even get to the drop 2 part? I dropped something. We dropped one guy. The F is being dropped. So it was this, but now it's this. Wait, no, it's. And then, yeah, something's dropped down there. One of the guys got dropped. The most noticeable one is Take 5 and the Okay, every song in 5 sounds very much like. No, that's true. I think the Chocobo theme is probably almost because I think even the beginning of the Chocobo theme might be a straight rip off Take 5. Do 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 do. That's Take 5, but this This must be inspired. Must be inspired. Is it Purple Rain? I think Nobu said he was inspired by this song for the intro at least, or he kind of bit the intro from. For One Winged Angel. Or at least I remember reading this a long time ago. Not sure if he says the inspiration. Oh fuck, wait, am I making all this up? Does he mention in this? I'm almost positive I read this like 20 years ago. That he took a lot of inspiration from some Final Fantasy music from like different rock songs and whatnot. Oh, Nobuo Uematsu has stated that One Winged Angel is directly inspired by Jimi Hendrix's Purple Haze and that he wanted something with the same impact as rock music from the 60s and 70s. Yeah, okay, there you go. This sounds really familiar, right? Oh, this definitely also sounds very much. I think one problem as well is that I think that there's a lot of ways to do 7/8 and make it groove. I don't know how many ways there are to do 5/8 or 5/4 and make that groove. It's really hard to groove in 5. It's just yeah. I like something Beethoven does this in one of his songs. When you take a minor chord and you just make it major without doing anything else, or take a major chord and make it minor, I think that's a good sound. I don't know what the rest of this is, but I know there's that sound. I think it is the opposite here. I think it takes a major and makes it minor. It goes from C major to minor. It's a good sound. It's a good sound. Did you watch Ethan Ralph get beat up? Oh, shit. We were gonna watch that video. What's going on there? I bet you. Oh. Yo. Was there anything bad in this? There's a butt crack in the video. It's safe. Where? Show me where the butt crack is. Okay, we're just gonna listen to it because of Toss Frogs, okay?
6 months ago, my ex-fiance cheated on me with infamously short-tempered internet streamer Ethan Ralph, and then admitted it while he was over at my house to explain that his then 18-year-old girlfriend no longer spent her nights drinking with him because she had become pregnant. The next morning, my ex-fiance and her father came to the house to collect as much of her stuff as could fit in their car, and her dad stole my Nintendo Switch.
Okay, but I don't trust Ralph to be in my house.
Ralph is not going to be there. I'm coming by myself.
Okay, okay. So you're going to come down.
I'm coming by myself with the police.
Okay.
You have a gun. And you're mentally ill. So I'm coming with police escort.
Are you calling me mentally ill? Goodbye.
For the record, I am not mentally ill, and I sold the gun that she demanded I buy at the start of lockdown, never even having loaded it once. I also went to the police and confirmed that there is no such thing as a police escort to your ex's house to get your stuff. We looked.
Wait a second. I'm almost positive that's not true. Especially in domestic violence situations, I'm almost positive. Why do I know this? I for some reason I know this is not the case. You can call police if you think there might be a problem, and they will come and they will be there while you like get your stuff out. Maybe it's by court order or something, but I would be shocked if you called your local police department and said, "Hey, I have a domestic violence situation. I would like to go get my stuff. Could you send an officer just to like escort me to my house so that I get my stuff and everything's cool?" I'm almost positive that most police departments would be amenable to that. They'd be like, "Yeah, we'll send somebody over." I'm almost positive for that. Not even a state by state. I would be shocked if there was any local police department that said, "No, we can't do that," or "No, we're not going to do that." That's really, really, really strange to me. That people are saying, did she know that she would say that?
that there is no such thing as a police escort to your ex's house to get your stuff. We looked into the protocol for this situation and were told to leave her things in the yard. So that's exactly.
It might be if there's no domestic violence involved and you're just like, hey, I would just want a cop to come over just so I can whatever, then maybe they wouldn't. But even in that place, I feel like most police stations would err on the side of caution, but no.
Send me your phone number. I'll be at that house by 10 p.m. EST tonight. And if any of May's stuff is gone out of they front yard, ... well, I'd advise that not to be the case. I'm not fucking around, period. I'm gonna—
Who are the people being talking about this video? So some girl who was the fiance of Digibro, or Digibra, I don't know what she goes by now in this video. And then the ex-fiance of Digibro is now dating, I guess, Ethan Ralph. Digi-knee, okay.
To be there, period. Whenever you see this comma, call, period, but I'm coming regardless, period. I don't care about any of this, and no one here has any legal obligation to protect garbage that was left here 6 months ago. Grow the fuck up, retard. Suck my dick, bitch. I'll be coming through, and you can say it to my face if you're man enough. I will 100% be at the house tonight, period. It can go well or not, period. Up to you fucking clowns, period. But you motherfuckers now have my full attention, period. That house, asterisk. Lamau. At some point, he remembered that he had Riley's phone number and reposted to him the messages he'd sent to me. For some reason.
You guys aren't missing anything good, don't we? If we can't watch the tape, why play the fucking video at all? Because use your brains.
Things
just
that
listen.
Talking about actually are there. She just couldn't see them in the picture, but that's.
I'm not this old of a boomer, all right? However, back in the day, you know what kids used to do? Kids used to gather around the fucking family radio and they would actually listen to like murder mysteries and stuff. And you know what? They don't actually tell every single thing that's going on. You've got to listen to footsteps, doors opening and closing. You have to actually sit there, go find, I'm sure if you've got some satellite radio channel or some AM channel, you can find on Saturday mornings, maybe like old murder mysteries. You can listen to it. And you know what? People figured it out just fine. Holy shit. You guys are fucking brain aids. That guy was right about pornography, okay? You need to learn to use your imaginations.
For future stuff, why not have an embed thing?
No, I'm good. Learn to listen, dipshit.
You're such a dork.
Come out here, bitch.
Cry more.
I'm such a dork. Come tell me I'm a dork. Come out here, bitch.
Oh, I'm gonna taunt you.
I mean, you won't step foot on this concrete.
I'm just filming you so you don't hurt something.
Step foot right here.
I won't.
On this public concrete. No, you won't.
Correct.
Riley flatly refuses and reminds Ralph that were they to come to blows, it would likely end poorly for the borderline legal midget in the yard.
Okay, you're 5'2".
Bitch, I ain't 5'2". Come tell me I'm 5'2".
You're literally 5'2".
You know I ain't 5'2".
Okay. He's 5'2", look.
At some point, Cranberry Dave comes to confirm the mini-man's stature and drops some sick bars on him as he enters a drunken frenzy up the yard.
Flashlight. Use your flashlight.
Let's see this shit.
Yeah.
Yo, he 5'2".
Am I 5'2"?
Not today, Satan.
Woo! You fucking dork, dude.
Bitch, I bet you won't step out here.
I won't.
Give me a Christ is King.
You're right, you win the bet, Ralph.
Fucking fraud.
I'm filming you because you could hurt the mailbox, the yard. I'm making sure you don't mess up stuff.
You hurt my fucking shit by leaving it out in the rain.
The gunt guard beside him accosts us for leaving her things in the yard in the rain, even though all of it was kindly placed into plastic tubs and even covered with a tarp by a nice neighbor. I remind you again that the police told us to do whatever we want and that the protocol is leave it in the yard last October.
I mean, I'll do this when you come back, too.
Come on, you days come out every single one of you motherfuckers.
Oh, you're scary.
When Riley gets a closer look at the diminutive streamer, he corrects his gauge of the man's height down an inch.
5'2", 5'1". You're 5'1".
Come on,
5'1".
Sending him into a bloodlust frenzy.
I wish you would. Bitch, I bet you shut that door. Huh?
He begins marching up the yard, betting that Riley will close the door on him by the time he gets there.
Bitch, I bet you shut that fucking door.
Riley does not.
I bet you shut that fucking door. Do I look 5'1", bitch?
Finally, the punch-drunk planet plows through the door and shoves his fat rolls against Riley's. Technically, this is not a breaking and entering, but a forced entry, and it is swiftly followed with a forced exit.
You're in my house, bitch. You broke in.
Get out.
You broke into my home, you bitch.
Now, technically, if Ralph had walked away here and pressed charges, Riley would be in a lot of trouble right now. Thankfully, the cops we showed this tape all agreed that Ralph threw away his case immediately by doing this. Guns galore flailing in the night breeze as the 35-year-old gray-haired alcoholic starts pulling out the 22-year-old home defender's hair like a little girl in a school fight. No longer content to watch her man get some gross idiot's belly sweat all over him, absolute unit Mint Salad jumps into the fray. Delirious from being mercilessly wailed on, Ralph summons all the COVID and AIDS in his liver-spotted body and spits a mist of blood into Mint's face.
You guys are fucking pathetic. Stop.
Let me make that clear. Ethan Ralph spat a mouthful of blood into a 20-year-old girl's face. Need to see it again? Let's watch it 16 more times.
Do you guys have like quote-unquote trailer trash, Nick? Is that a thing that means anything in the UK?
I mean, I know what it means by association through like watching American TV, but there is equivalent slurs for, you know, low-income families.
I'm not necessarily talking low-income families. When I think of trailer trash, I'm thinking of like people that are like standing outside, like half naked, like screaming at each other, like fighting while they're like holding on to their kids, like throwing shit. Yeah, okay, yeah. Chavs, sure.
Or scallies if you're from Liverpool.
Fuck, that shit seems so sad. Holy shit, I don't know what, it's gotta do weird things to your mind.
What, to just be like...
To like grow up in that type of environment has gotta just be unbelievable.
Yeah, for sure.
How long do you think that GME subreddit will go? Do you think when it drops below like 100 or 50 a share, do you think they'll finally stop posting, or do you think there's always going to be like insane people on that subreddit?
Wait, they made their own subreddit? I wasn't even aware of this.
Oh shit, yeah.
If you browse Stephanie Kelton talking to Sam Sader. Allegedly Congress has power of the person could theoretically legislate debt off the books. Is that accurate?
I have no idea if that's accurate or not. No, actually no. In practice, no, that would never happen. Wait, fuck. Oh yeah, because I browse like the all or whatever, the front page, not necessarily front page, but like or whatever. And yeah, the GME shit. Like it feels like every other day I see them on like the top 5 or top 10 posts.
That sounds like some market manipulation.
I'm actually really curious where the SEC would stand on stuff like that, but I don't know if they'll ever make statements or how that works. Because like, a lot of the market is structured around retail traders not necessarily being super coordinated. So when you start getting these coordinated groups of retailers, even with just a little bit of buying power, you can fuck some shit up a lot.
You should add Jujutsu Kaisen to your anime to watch list. It's really quite good.
I mean,
also,
I'm pretty sure the SEC has like
away,
issued guidance about social media before, but...
You're pretty sure the SEC has said one time? Sorry.
They've like issued guidance about social media and like pump and dump schemes and all that kind of thing before. I don't know how they would deal with something like as dispersed, I guess, as like a subreddit, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it also seems, because it just seems like on its face, like it should probably not, like, there's a lot of financial advice and everything being given, and like it's basically like everybody go here, buy this stock. Like, yeah, it seems really weird. You said that you're building bridges off stream though. Who will it ever evolve streaming careers in private life? Oh no, I'm just talking about, it's very easy to make friends with people that like hate me, like super hardcore publicly. But if I like show up in a Discord channel and just chat with people for like 10 minutes, all of a sudden they're like way warmer towards me. The politics stuff and all the online hate shit is just very personal to a lot of people, I guess.
World-class documentarian, but here's a little piece of advice from me. Hang on, do I have like a hair in my mouth? Here's a little piece of advice. To be a good investigator, you gotta be humble, okay? I know people in Europe don't really understand that. I know like British people don't understand that, and like liberal media people don't understand that, but to be a good investigator, to really tell the truth, you gotta be humble. You gotta go in there understanding that you don't know everything. I mean, if you're investigating or if you're documenting, you're there to learn. You're there to document. You're there to investigate. So implicit in that is you have to understand that you don't know everything about the subject matter. You're there to figure it out. You're there to give it a chance. And you are there, of course, to scrutinize. And you are there, of course, to, to ask the questions that people are going to ask. And ask hard questions and things like that. But there's a fine line between doing that and coming in with sort of a preconceived notion and, we all know how that goes. Maybe you guys don't know, but I know that when I get talked to by a journalist, it's, what do you have to say that you're a white supremacist? And tell me about Charlottesville, and tell me how you're not the alt-right, and blah, blah, blah. And some of that is good for context, but some of it is very pointed, and some of it is very, deliberately trying to get a certain angle. I don't know. Maybe that's what they're going for, maybe not. I mean, I guess we'll all see how it shakes out. If they publish anything and what that's going to look like, but it was almost a little bit disappointing. It was almost a little bit disappointing because it's like, here I'm expecting somebody who maybe is better than most, and maybe that's true, but I'm expecting somebody like different, and I don't know if I'm really sold on that. I don't know if I'm totally sold on that yet. I guess we'll just have to see. Because you got to understand, I'm like, people in the right wing, we're like dogs that have been kicked. Because the media is just totally abusive, totally dishonest. And they come into this thing, and some of the questions they're asking, they're like, oh, you're black. Why are you here? You're Jewish. Why are you here? Implying what? That we hate Jewish and black people? I mean, we may talk about Jewish power, and we may talk about black crime, but, I mean, what they're trying to present us as is, or maybe interrogate, I don't know. That's, of course, not what we're about, and we don't even say that anymore because the media doesn't believe us when we say it, and they don't care because they have their own objective, and everybody that's with us already understands that, but in case you're wondering, yeah, I mean, Bryson Gray was there, Loomer was there, lots of people are there. It's about putting America first, and it's about recognizing that there are things going on in the world. That doesn't mean that, I wake up every day animated by racial hatred, I mean, that's just retarded, frankly, so... And pretentious liberal journalists either are, too arrogant to understand that, they think they know it all or whatever, or they don't even care, and they just have their own agenda, they've got their worldview. So I got that impression, it's like, oh, so it's more of this, more of the same. Not like it's a surprise, frankly, but it was like, oh, gee, it's really just more of the same. But I don't know. I mean, he seemed nice enough, they always do. And like I said, smart guy, apparently Oxford educated and from Europe, but I still do get that kind of like, that sort of pretense, which I don't care for. But we'll see.
In my life, like, no way. This is Law & Order SVU. This show's normally pretty good. Jesus. Is this B flat to A?
Since I left the city, you got a reputation for yourself now. Everybody knows and I feel left out.
When you have like a vamp like this, can't tell if this. Oh, it's hard because there's some fucking pedal bass shit. Is it this? Or is it this? So like it's harder with rap, but you can tell this is D minor because of the melody. So you say D minor, but like, is it? Like, does anybody feel like it's, this is what I'm asking. So if we use our ear, do we feel like this is going to D minor? Do we feel like that, like, if I play this like 20 times for you, okay? Like, do you ever feel that D at the end? Like, oh, that's where I was going the whole time. That's what I'm waiting for, right? If you try and work out the melody on piano, it'll help you figure out the chord movement. Oh, maybe sometimes. Like, does jazz need tritone resolutions to establish keys? Jazz uses lots of... Okay, this is the thing that triggered me. This is what triggered me so much about that Stryker convo. And he was so stupid, I couldn't even get into how dumb he was. When Stryker said that, oh fuck, you don't even know how dumb his statements are. When Stryker was saying that jazz was just a mess of blah blah blah, jazz uses so much functional harmony. Oh my god.
Is jazz a derivative, a lower derivative of the waltz?
What do you mean a lower derivative?
It's a simplification and a Judaized version of the waltz.
No,
it's the
there's
waltz
nothing
without the order.
No. What waltzes are incredibly simplistic, harmonically speaking, compared to the rich textures that you can find in jazz. I mean, like, what are you talking about?
Come on.
No, come on. No, hold on. I'm going to be fair to you. I think we
There's
should.
no order.
No.
There's no order to jazz music.
What do you mean by order? Define order.
Jazz music is not ordered like music.
What do you mean by order? Define order.
It doesn't. It's made up on the go.
No, it's not.
Jazz music is made up on the go. That's why it sounds so stupid.
What are you talking about?
Jazz music is all.
That's not. First of all, it's not
atonal.
It's not atonal either. There is a tonal center to the majority of jazz music, and it's not made up on the go. Jazz music is highly structured. Maybe you're mistakenly referring to the idea that there are improvisation sections to a lot of jazz music, but guess what? To a lot, yes, a lot of the class. If you've actually listened,
right.
Well, no. Having improvisational sections doesn't mean it's made up on the go. And also, a lot of classical music had improvisational sections as well, but people that listen to it, like you, that don't actually understand the origins of it, don't know that. A lot of the repeated passages that you hear in classical music, in the past, piano players would have actually been expected to improvise new passages there. But it doesn't happen anymore because classical music is seen as more of a museum than an actual modern day, like, evolution of music. You realize that musicians...
I'm talking about culture.
You realize that musicians in the 18th and 19th centuries and the 17th century, they were seen as not high culture, right? Like, these people were treated like dirt. They were seen as
true.
It absolutely is true. A lot of these guys, even people like Mozart, struggled to make ends meet. These guys were not revered people.
But that's a problem with the capitalist system that does not subsidize culture.
All that rapid capitalism under those monarchies.
Hold on.
Jazz harmony is so incredibly dense, and it is so unbelievably functional. Holy shit! Like, you can sit down and you can analyze the fuck out of so many jazz resolutions from chord to chord. It is unbelievable, like all the voice leading and all of the harmony that goes on there. When Stryker said it was just a mess of shit, I'm sorry. So whoever said it, does jazz use tritone like resolution? Jazz is well, I should be careful to say it's not all jazz necessarily, but a lot of jazz. If you have like a lot of harmony studying background from like the 1800s or 1900s, like music theory, jazz will be incredibly functional in terms of being able to analyze where every single chord goes to. You can ask like Zane some night to analyze like Take 5 or any like famous jazz song or like rhythm changes or anything, or any Coltrane piece or whatever. My brain. What's all the super famous Coltrane that everybody fucking? Oh my God, what am I thinking of? Giant Steps. Yeah, like all of this shit is unbelievably functional. Holy shit. Hotline Bling is mostly sampled. Oh sure, but. Oh, I didn't realize it was this sampled though. Jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, this is like a whole other progression. So they just ripped 2 chords from this. I didn't know they got the beat from this too. Jeez. Destiny is unironically a better musician than many of the chuds I met in undergrad. I probably know more theory than all of them, but if any of them are actual piano players, they'll be able to play me under a fucking table. You just know a lot of theory. I don't play very well.
I don't know who this guy is, but he followed me, so I followed him back. Bonjour is our German friends. Sweet Anita we raided.
Destiny? Oh no. Is he gonna unfollow me? Oh no. Just because I exposed a guy called TheStockGuy not knowing anything about stock markets? Fuck!
Why so mad? I'm not mad. I am mad. Hey, your name is TheStockGuy. You're over here saying that what's happening is not right and it's potentially illegal. And I want you to come onto my show and I want you to justify why you're saying that and I want you to answer for everything you're saying.
Holy shit! You think that's a bad thing? That I'm just asking you to explain stuff you've already said publicly on your own stream? It must have been the morning call. It was real rough today, I guess. Took intro to guitar freshman year, now it just sits in my room. I salute Destiny for knowing more than one instrument. My guitar also sits here, okay. I can almost go back and forth between G and the other open chord. One day. It's almost like he was exposed by you, true. Remember to hit that like and subscribe, and don't forget the notification bell so that my videos show up right in your feed.
Should I watch Office Space or Big Lebowski?
When?
I don't know. I'm not sure when.
When the fuck did I ask?
Okay. All right. I respect it. Not bad.
This is fucking stupid.